Welcome to Joe's Astrology. This is the birth chart for Los Angeles Lakers basketball player Lamar Odom, and he is a Capricorn rising, moon in Gemini, and a sun in Scorpio. And poor Khloe Kardashian. I just did a reading on Khloe Kardashian. I'm going to do her and Lamar Odom. I'm going to do their synastry, so stay tuned for that. And too bad for Khloe Kardashian. If she only knew her astrology, maybe she could take a look at this and it would make things make more sense to her at some point. So let's get into it. Capricorn rising. The ruler is Saturn. And we see here Saturn in Virgo in the eighth. So far, normal ruler Saturn in the eighth. It's in Virgo. Mars is also exalted in Capricorn, and we have here an athlete, Saturn, the ruler, having Saturn in the eighth house, usually associated with Pluto and Mars, and he's an athlete, so it makes perfect sense. Of course, throw in Virgo, paying attention to detail, and we're also talking about being involved in business and other people's money, and that's what he does. And we see here he also has Jupiter in this chart. Jupiter's in the seventh. We could call it the eighth as well. And the North Node is there. It's in Virgo, and even in the seventh, it doesn't really matter, seventh or eighth. This guy has good fortune around other people and of course relating to other people when it comes to making money. And I'm going to come back to that and why that applies to a Khloe Kardashian as well. So let's move on here. Pluto's also in the eighth. So if we start with Pluto, he's coming from at his soul level. He's coming from a very Scorpio place, Mars, Pluto, etc. And of course, he has Sun in Scorpio. So that's really bringing everything that I said to the forefront with the Sun, lighting that up. It's in Scorpio, in the ninth, near the midheaven. Ninth house being associated with Sagittarius, Jupiter, really expanding that Mars and Pluto element of this person. Really good for sports, as I said. We can jump right to it. I didn't even look before I know it's there. There's the Mars Pluto. Mars Pluto making a sextile, a 60-degree aspect. Very good for, as I said, everything I just mentioned, the sports, the killer instinct, the passion, the ambition. And as I said, I didn't even need to look. I knew it was there. And Mars is here in Leo in the seventh. Very, very interested or good at, we could say, combating, at being very combative with other people. I have Mars near the first house, and I am absolutely terrible at getting into these kind of fights, arguments, Scorpio type things where people are lying to each other, hiding things from each other. I hate it. You could think of the Mars being in the first versus the seventh. In the first, I'm really sensitive to that. I'm really internally feeling the emotions, the negativity, the strife. I'm feeling it on myself, whereas he's really projecting it onto other people. That's good for him. That enables him to do what he needs to do as an athlete, not really feel sorry for his competitors. So let's move on. Let's take a look here. We'll come back to this moon again here in Gemini. He's got Uranus on the MC, talking about big changes, sudden changes around money, what his status is. This is a genius-like figure in the world of sports. I don't know how many championships he has. I don't know. I think he was associated with the Kobe Bryant era. I'm not sure, but uh, definitely a good group of athletes to be around to get to get known for yourself. He also has Venus in the 10th. In Jupiter's sign of Sagittarius, it's with Mercury. Neptune is there as well, but Mercury and Venus are in the 10th. We see this a lot when it comes to like thinkers. This guy, he has the athleticism, but he also has the mind. It's right there at the top of the chart. Um, with Jupiter, Venus, we think of being good fortune, and again, didn't have to look for it. There it is. There's the Jupiter Venus square, one of the best aspects. So he's got this Jupiter Venus square, this Jupiter Mercury square. I mean, it is a square, but at least they're contacting Jupiter, and that's the good fortune around relationships, money, his purpose, really pulling him toward the North Node, showing a fruition type life rather than a life down here, the South Node in Pisces, a life of feeling stuck. Not for Lamar Odom, and yeah, even with Mercury touching Jupiter there as well. And the ruler of that North Node is Mercury here, attaching to Venus in the 10th. So coming back to this moon in the 5th. Again, we're talking about Chloe, and anyone out there, when you haven't, it's not that it moon in the 5th in Gemini. Gemini can be the trickster. The moon is really the personality. It's really what someone like a girlfriend or a boyfriend would be seeing from the person. It's in the 5th of pleasure, so this guy is going to be emotionally invested, uh, emotionally attached to pleasure, sex, etc. Fun, games. You think of basketball games, speculation, risk taking, and uh, and the thing I was gonna say was, if it's not that not a chart, you look at a chart like this, it's like, oh, he's a bad person. No, it's not like that. It's once you get to know the person and you see that um, they're like, as in the case of the Khloe Kardashian, if someone like, I don't know the whole story exactly. I'm kind of doing some research as I go along here, but let's just say that the person that she wants to be in a relationship, she doesn't want someone who's going to be hiding and cheating and sleeping around and hiding things from her. Uh, Once you see a chart like this and you see what the person is doing, you see some evidence, you see the chart, then you know that, I mean, obviously the pieces are all here, uh, especially with this activity in the 8th, the moon in the 5th, and then the sun being in Scorpio. Uh, it's not something that's going to go away. There's not much you can do about it. This person's definitely not going to change. And then, I mean, clearly being a basketball player worth tons of money, is probably going to have women throwing themselves at him, and it could be going vice versa. It could be going in both ways for a man and a woman. Same thing when you're dealing with this type of person of high status and uh, high monetary worth, and then you see a chart like this, the clues are all there. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it there for now, and please like the content if you enjoy this, and look forward to the synastry between Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom.